Hello everyone, welcome to my sketching class. Today I'm going to show you how to sketch an African otter. So there's him. We're using the reference from the book called Wildlife of the World, um, published by DK. If you have the book, we're on page 399, and the reference is at the bottom. We're going to focus on the portrait of the otter only. Like always, we're going to start with the sketch by using 2B pencil. We draw a circle at the middle of the page, and this circle is about 1/3 of the width of our sketching page. Try to make the circle as soft as you can. We draw a horizontal line to divide the circle into two parts. And we'll need to make sure that the horizontal line is parallel to the top and the bottom edges of our sketching page. Divide the diameter inside the circle into two parts. Use your pencil and your thumb to measure the half right of the diameter and compare it to the half left. Make sure two lengths are in the same size. And then draw a vertical line. Divide all the radiuses inside the circle into 4 even parts. With a horizontal line that passes the third mark on the top radius. We draw two vertical lines that pass the first and the second marks on the left radius to locate the eye. We draw a horizontal line that passes the second mark on the top radius. We draw two vertical lines that pass the second and the third marks on the right radius. Because the otter is looking to the left, so the left eye will be smaller than the right eye. To draw the left eye, we're going to start at the intersection between the second horizontal line and the second vertical line. We draw a curve that is slightly curved to the left. You can see that it's still close to the second vertical line. When you pass the first horizontal line, turn the line to the left. We make a mark on the curve we just made, and the mark is kind of at the middle of the gap between the first and the second horizontal line. We draw a curve, turn the line to the bottom left, and make it pass the intersection between the second horizontal line and the first vertical line. And draw a curve. This curve will be routed at the bottom right. On the right side, we're going to draw the eye in a similar way. We're going to start at the intersection between the second horizontal line and the fourth vertical line. We draw a curve that is slightly curved to the left, and when it passes the first horizontal line, we turn the line to the right and stop when you pass the last vertical line. Make a mark on the curve, and this mark is between the first and the second horizontal line. Make the curve wide. You can see that the curve passes the last vertical line before it passes the second horizontal line. From the intersection between the second horizontal line and the last vertical line, we draw a curve. And make this curve under the second horizontal line. So draw the nose will be closer to the left eye than the right eye. Between the first and the second horizontal line, we draw an angle. The line will slide to the bottom left. It will get close to the second horizontal line. Then draw another one in a similar way and make the second line, I mean the right side of the nose, pass the first mark on the right radius. Under the first horizontal line, we add 1, 2 lines like this for the base. Draw a horizontal line that passes the second mark at the bottom radius, and a horizontal line that passes the bottom of the circle. To draw the mouth, we draw from the right corner of the eye. Turn the lines to the bottom left. You can see that the line is still inside the circle until it passes the fourth horizontal line. To make it simple for us, I recommend you do this. Draw a curve to divide the nose into 2 parts. Like that. So we can find the middle of the mouth. It's kind of close to the third vertical line. Extend the line to the left, and when you are about to reach the first vertical line, draw a corner like that. Seam to the right. Extend the line to the right. The line will get further away from the fourth horizontal line as it goes to the bottom. And then, from the last horizontal line, we draw one little curve for the chin. The chin will not touch the lip. From the intersection between the circle and the second horizontal line, draw 1 and 2 lines like this for the outline of the face of the head. For the right side, we need to duplicate 1/4 of a radius to the right side. Draw 1 line a similar way. Draw a horizontal line that passes the top of the circle. Draw a vertical line that passes the left side of the circle and the right side of the face. Draw 1, 2 line like this. For the top of the head. And then we make a mark at the middle of the gap between the first and the second horizontal line. And draw a curve for the left ear. It's kind of tiny though, it's not too large. For the right ear, we draw in a similar way. Look at this. We draw, it's lower than the middle of the gap between the first and the second horizontal line. But we will not make the ear go under the third horizontal line. Then, at the intersection between the ear and the third horizontal line, we draw another line for the back of the neck. Duplicate half of a circle to the bottom and draw a horizontal line. From the intersection between the face and the fifth horizontal line, draw 1 and 2 line. So we have the left shoulder. From the intersection between the fourth horizontal line and the back of the head, draw 1 and 2 curve like this. That's it. That's how we sketch the face of the otter. So when you're done, you can put your sketch far away, at least one arm far away. Check the sketch and see how it looks. And when you're done, go ahead and erase the guidelines. Oh, so sorry, I forgot. From the left corner of the eye, we draw a wavy line. You can see that it will pass 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, the sixth vertical line. So that's how we determine the right side of the mouth. Sorry about that. When you're done erasing the guidelines, make sure that you use cotton ball, squeeze it, and blend. When you work on the left eye, first the light comes from the top right to the bottom left, so the left eye will be darker than the right eye. I want to add a little highlight on the top right. We use curved lines to determine the pupil. He's looking up. Use curved line to shade his eye, and use circular pattern. Shade from the top of the eye to the bottom. Use curved lines, shade the upper lid, and from the line on the right, we use circular pattern to make the shadow. You can see that the eye now looks deeper because of this shadow. We use circular pattern, shade from the line on the left side of the mouth. Shade lightly to the left. Use circular pattern. We will not touch the eye. Use circular pattern shade the shadow of the eye socket to the bottom left. He looks kind of sad a little bit, but it's just the way he is. Then when you're done, we're gonna use a Q-tip to blend. We blend from the bottom of the face to the top. You slowly go over the eye and the face. Try not to go over or outside of the face of the otter. We blend a little bit over the ear to cover the white spot. Use pencil to shade the top of the eye. We shade the eye, the upper lid, and then we darken the ear so that the ear will be more obvious. To shade the right eye, we shade in a similar way. We add a highlight on the top right pupil. Use curved light to shade the pupil, make it dark at the bottom and brighter to the top. We use curved light shade the upper lid, and then shade the eye socket. Make it bright, brighter than the left eye. Of course, we will need to blend, and if you look at him up, you will know that he has two fur color, brownie at the bottom, brownie at the top, and white, kind of creamy at the bottom. And then we go over the left ear. Use circular pattern touch up. Make the left side of the face dark a little bit so the contrast will be higher. And we also, in order to shade the nose, you have to shade from the outline of the nose, go to the top, because the highlights will hit the top of the nose. If we make the valley, the area around the nose dark, we can see that highlight. Otherwise, it will be kind of tough to see that highlight later. Then there will be stripes on the left and the right side of the nose. And then when I use Q-tip, we go over the base of the nose. Now we're gonna make the base of the nose dark and then fade away to the top. And try not to go all the way to the top because we want to reserve some bright spot on the top of the nose. So I want to go back, touch up the stripe, make it a little bit darker, but mostly on the top. Touch up the dark value on the ear and the eye. That we have to tone the left side of the face down a little bit. And then use circular pattern to shade. From the nose to the top. You can see that the more I shade to the top, the less I'm gonna shade. Make sure the transition between the dark value on the left side and the bright value on the right side is smooth. When you're done, shade from the top of the ear to the bottom. When you shade the lip, use curved line to shade the middle of the lip. Make it thick. It will become skinnier to the sides and then become thicker but lighter how it makes sense. It, you can see that the lip corners will be thick, but they are not as dark as the middle of the lip. In fact, they will be even softer as they go toward the center of the chin. We use circular pattern shade from the outline of the chin, shade to the top. Relax your hand, use small, tiny circular pattern. Now we shade the shadow on the bright fur. We have to use small circular pattern to capture the texture. The texture is kind of fine. It's not rough or hairy. But at the bottom right here, you may want to shade with it longer lines to indicate the transition between the bright fur and the dark one. Focus on the left side. The left side will have more darker lines than the right. Add a little bit on the right. You can see that I only use curved lines. And all the lines kind of curve to the left, mostly. Use circular pattern shape from the outline to the bottom. I want to use curve light to shade the fur in the back of the shoulder of our otter. And then make a little gap. Shade to the right. This little gap right here, it will be skinny, not too thick. It will indicate the highlight from the sunlight coming from the top right to the bottom left. Okay, you can see that the shape looks a little bit better when you feel like you're done. Use cotton ball, squeeze it, and blend like this with a circular pattern. Blend, soften the half left of the otter. You can see that I do not touch the right side. I try to keep the right side bright. And then I'm use circular pattern to tone down the half left of the face to the background. Now you would see that the half right is brighter than the left. What we're gonna do, after blending, we will need to go back, touch up the shading. Touch up the dark value, for example, the bottom of the nose. Left side of the ear. And then there will be some shadow under the nose. Work on the half left of the lower jaw. Keep the shading lines soft and close to each other. Darken the body. And then the last thing is using using eraser. With curved lines, we add little highlight on the right side. You can see that I add highlights between the shading lines. Try to make the highlights thin. Sharpen your eraser well before you use. Don't forget the dots on the left and the right side of the upper jaw. And when you draw the whiskers, we start from the dots we made. We draw a curve really lightly, and then flick, 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 flick like that. Draw slowly. We only add whiskers when we're done with the sketch. And when you feel like you're done, go ahead and sign your work. I'm gonna stamp my work. So that's all about lesson for today, and I hope you found this lesson helpful and enjoyable. Keep sketching, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.